Hello, welcome back to the another virtual class of political science. So today we are going to continue with the same topic, that is the organs of the government, and within the organs of the government we are going to discuss about functions of executive. So in the previous class we discussed about different types of executives like nominal executive, real executive, okay. So all those things we have already classified in the previous class. So today we will discuss particularly focusing on some of the important or the major functions of the executive, which is performed by the executives all over the world, whether it is a parliamentary government or a presidential government. So these are some of the major things which has to be done by the executives. Okay. Let's start. So the first and foremost important function of the executive is policy making. Policy making is one of the most important function of executive. So let me tell you, explain you clearly in a parliamentary system and in a presidential system. Okay, in a parliamentary system, the entire process of policy making is in the hand of the government, which includes the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers, and they are helped by the non-political executives. They are known as bureaucrats. So we'll, after completing this, we'll discuss even about those civil servants and all and their role, and we'll try to differentiate between the political executive as well as the non-political executives, that is the bureaucrats. Okay, so with the help of non-political executives known as bureaucrats, policy is being framed. Okay, whatever required data are provided by the bureaucrats, and after that policy making is done by the executive. That means whoever are the one in the government, they form the policy because they have been chosen by the government to rule the country. So ruling means framing policies and looking after the administration and to come up with different policies which suits the nation as well as to uplift the economic development of the country. So all those things are completely in the hands of the executive. So first and foremost important function of the executive is to make policies. Okay, that is to make policies. This is the one. Okay, so policy making. So as you, let me remind you again, we are discussing mostly about the function of the executive. Okay, functions of the executive. Now next important function of the executive is implementation. So definitely once the policies are being framed, made, okay, checked, okay, now the turn is to implement it. So who makes the policies? The government makes the policy. Who are in the government? The Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers are there. Okay, so let me clear you one more thing. Executive in the sense that in India we have a federal form of government, right? Two forms of government are the union government is there as well as state government is there. So in each and every state governments also there also the role of executives are there. In every Vidhan Sabha government is there, and the government means those elected people, and the executives are also there, like a chief minister is there, right? The council of ministers are there, so they are the one to frame the policies, and also that is applicable in that case also. So once the policies have been made, it has to be implemented. So implementations are done by the executives with the help of the bureaucrats once again. Okay, that is very important. So each government department, different government departments are there, and that it is their responsibility for the implementations of laws concerning the functions of that department. The particular department, their main duty is to implement the policies. Okay, that is their responsibility. Okay, so for maintaining law and order in the state, okay, the executive organizes and maintains police force. So with the help of police force, all the executives, they properly organize it and they maintain law and order in the state or in the country with the help of police. So every state government, they had their own police. So here I am not focusing mostly on Indian parliamentary system. Even in the presidential system, the executives implement those policies and organizes it properly with the help of police force. Okay, so it is the duty of the executives. So whenever I talk about executive, you must include both political executive as well as non-political executives, because political executives, they come for 5 years and they go, but the non-political executives are the real executives who in real matters run the administration. They are the real one who run the administration of the country. They are just they are guided, or let us say that just ahead what they say, and that is done by the non-political executives, who are known as fixed officers, bureaucrats or civil servants. So preservation of peace at home through the enforcement of law. So in order to maintain and enforce peace within the state, within the country, so executive has to function smoothly in coordination with the other different bodies of the executives. Okay, so each government is headed by a minister. As we all know, each government is headed by a minister, and the day-to-day work is carried out by expert and trained civil servants. So I use the word here, trained civil servants. In our country, I think sometimes I feel that how these illiterate people, they become a minister. They don't have any idea, but still they become a minister. So once they become a minister, how do they run? How do they frame policy? How do they run the administration? Actually, the entire work of the executives, those political executives, are done by the civil servants. And these civil servants, my dear, they are very, very expert and trained. You might have heard about civil services and all. After completing my graduation, or after completing my this degree, I want to join the civil service and all, government jobs and all. So for that you have to sit for the exams and all. Civil service examinations are conducted in West Bengal. WBCS is there, right? West Bengal Civil Service Examination is there. UPSC is there. Union Public Service Commission is there. So in order to pass out their examination, my dear, you need to work very, very hard. So that means when you pass that exam, means you are fully in, that means you get all the knowledges, because you study history, geography, arithmetic, every different subjects are there, which is included little in that course. And after completing, after passing out from all these exams and all, you will be given a training. So these people who get the job are well trained and they are expert in the particular field. It is not that this we call angotas, half netas, they become the minister. A person who never went to school becomes an education minister. A person who does not know about the law, they become a law minister. So this type of things happens in our country, my dear. So very soon, my dear, the youth of the country will demand qualifications required to become the member of the parliament. Educational qualification definitely will be asked. Now we are not going to follow the system. Okay, a very good studious boy or intelligent boy, what happens is that he becomes a lawyer or he becomes a doctor, he passes the UPSC exams and all, and the boy who did not go to school at all, they become a leader, they become a politician, and these politicians, they order these students, these people. So this is what I don't understand even today, what is happening in this country, right? So definitely time will come, it will also change. So don't lose hope, the time is coming. So implementation we were discussing about. So this implementation of the policies are being done by the executives with the help of the civil servants. So in actual sense, who does the entire work? The civil servants. Okay. Now next one more, I have mentioned it over here. Whether it is required or not, that is not important, but let us know about this also. That is the appointment making. So you know that all the high dignitaries of the states are appointed by the president, we say, no? Sometime I might have told you that all the high dignitaries of the states are appointed by the president, but actually you know that president follows the advice of the prime minister and the council of ministers. Okay, real executives are the one deciding everything. So all the major appointments are made by the chief executive. For example, the president of India appoints the chief justice of India, okay, the judges of Supreme Court, high courts, ambassadors, advocate general of India, members of Union Public Service Commission, okay, governors of state. So likewise, president of United States okay, makes a very large number of key appointments. Many of the appointments are done by the President of America. But one thing we must remember, that the President, while appointing the dignitaries, definitely need to get the approval of the Senate. That we have discussed in the previous topic when we discussed. Okay, so it is mentioned, however, all such appointments made by the President requires the approval of the Senate. That is must. Like I told you, President of India appoints the high dignitaries of the state, but actually President is not appointing. The decision is being made by the real executive, that is the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. Though that is also one of the major function of the executive, that is appointment making. So President also comes under the executive. Like in the previous class we discussed nominal executive and real executive. So here we are not differentiating that whose role is what. So we are directly discussing about the function of the executive. So within the executive, it can be nominal executive also, it can be real executive also. So all together we are discussing. Okay, the next one you can see here is defense. So in order to defend the country, it is the responsibility of the government, it is the responsibility of the executive to defend the country. Right, when to take the right decision. Right now you can see that China, there is a problem with China and all. So that decision will be taken by the Prime Minister as well as the entire Council of Ministers. They will take the decision. If required, we are ready for the war. We can declare war on China also. Right. So if they declare war on India, on us, then what will be our stand? We have to defend our country. So defense is our first priority. So defense priority is also being kept by the executives at the top level. So defending the country is also one of the most important function of the executive. So like a war took place, and after the war, after that war came to an end, after each and every war agreements are signed, right, and that signing are also done by the executive. So though we know that in India, in a parliamentary system, the agreements are signed by the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers, but in the name of the President. As a whole, our country is run in the name of the President. So that is something different. But treaty making, agreements and all are signed by the real executives, but in the name of the President. Okay, hope you are understanding it. Okay, so that is all about defense. So at this also I discuss treaty making. So treaty means agreements with different countries. What type of treaties should be we should conclude with China, America is there, Russia is there. Okay, so in this way we have a number of countries all over the world with whom we have very good relations, and with some countries we don't have relations also, but still sometime we make an agreement, right? Trade agreements are there, nuclear deal is there. So deal, agreement, all these are same. So without agreement, nothing is possible. So all these decisions are taken by the executives. Okay, so these are to be done by the executives. Did you understand? So executives are the one who is the guardian of our country. They are the one responsible to do what is good for our nation. So if a country is under threat, it is their duty to protect us. If something is going to bring changes in our country, with agreements with different countries, then definitely that also they should, because we have given our responsibility, we have given them the power to look after our country or develop our country in a better way. So you executives decide what is best for our country. So that is done by them. Okay, so this is all about treaty making functions. Treaty making functions. So this much for today. I hope you all have understood what I taught today, and the remaining topics we'll discuss in the next class. Okay, so till then, please take care of yourself, stay safe, take care, bye bye.